Have you ever asked yourself why sex? It's a good question. Now, I'm speaking specifically today to those who are married. If you're not married and you're having sex, you might still want to listen, but I would encourage you to do what's best, get married, then have sex. That's God's plan. That's for another video. But why sex? The Bible says that the two shall become one. You know, at the root of that word in the Hebrew, it literally means that it's something that they will crave. The two will become one again and again and again. Why do you think God created us to have a sex drive that wanted to continue to have sex with that person? Oh, I know. It feels good. And if you're having sex and it doesn't feel good, you're doing it wrong. So you might want to check into that. But yes, we do it because it feels good. But as we grow older, sometimes our sex drive wanes. And many times we find the frustration of one partner wants sex more than the other. So real quick, why does God want us to have sex again and again? To crave it, to become one over and over. First of all, it increases your commitment. It's been proven scientifically that the more you have sex with your spouse, the more naturally committed you are to them emotionally, mentally, socially, spiritually, physically. It also builds teamwork. Now, you might not know what I mean, but if you have young kids, you know sometimes it takes teamwork to pull off a little bit of whoopee time with 3 or 4 kids running around the house. It builds your immunity system. How about that? If you're married and you're having sex with that same person, your spouse, it actually builds your immunity. Here's what's crazy. If you're having sex with people that aren't your spouse, or you're having sex with multiple partners, it actually weakens your immunity. God's design's pretty cool, right? Also, it celebrates intimacy. Look, to get naked and be face to face with someone is about as intimate as you can get. It better be your spouse. And when it is, it's intimate. And you celebrate that you're not ashamed to do that in front of the person that you've decided to spend the rest of your life with. It's also a gift you can give your spouse. Look, I got married as a virgin and I could only give my virginity away once, and I can only give away that sexual act to that one person that I've chosen for the rest of my life. It's a gift to remind her again and again and again, I am just for you and for no one else. Look, if you get a Christmas gift and your parents say, I hope you enjoy it, but I also told the neighbor kids they could use it whenever they wanted to, not really a gift. This again emphasizes I'm a gift that only you get to have. Also, it expresses love and grace. And what do I mean by that? Sometimes you just don't want to have sex. Maybe that's you. Maybe that's your partner. But sometimes love and grace is just, I don't want to, but I know you do. And so out of love for you and grace, I will say yes. Many times it's just a quickie. Many times it's just, I'm not into it, but knock yourself out. However it is, it's still an act of love and grace. Also, it protects the one you love. Look, I don't have to worry about sexually transmitted diseases because I have never had sex with anybody else, nor has my wife. So I'm clean. I'm free. When I go to the doctor, I'm completely protected. We don't have to run those tests. There you go. Also, it derails temptation. An active sex life is the best way to derail temptation, whether it's from the spouse looking at someone else or looking at porn or their mind wandering. A fulfilling sex life helps break down a lot of those temptations that otherwise Satan could beat us up with. Also, by the way, ladies, you might think that's only for men, but for women as well. An active sex life keeps you from fantasizing about what a commitment would be with like another man who would be able to provide you a better life and be more secure, and we both get tempted. So there you go. Also, it burns calories. Hey, want to lose some fat? Hey, let's burn some calories. It's also finally and most importantly, a form of worship. Sex is worship. God created sex for a man and a woman within the bonds of marriage, and that's why they call it holy matrimony. Holy means set apart. I've created this one thing just for you and your spouse to do, and what it does is it worships me by saying, God, your ways are the best. Your ways are the wisest. Your ways are what's the best for me. Your creation and your design it's the top of the list. You can't do it a better way. And because I trust you and I worship you, I will practice sex your way with my spouse, an act of worship. So Maybe you watch this video later with your spouse. And when the video's over, you can just lean over to him and say, boy, I really think it's time to worship God. Until tomorrow, keep rolling.